the killing job is the other 4 heroes. He's the win condition here. If you look at their lanes, the hero setup, who is actually going to win you the game? It's the Riki. So the Riki has to be the position 1 hero. He has to buy Battle Fury, he has to kill the summons, and he has to carry the game and farm. He's the key piece of this puzzle from Boom.
I'll watch him closely. 2-2 rune trade, but we don't really have to care that much about it because there's no alchemist in this game. For once.
I'm getting to you, man.
You really have. You really have. Like, people are just like, oh my god, because they're complaining so much about each other. It's like, no. Winter just knows what buttons to push. I understand why LD lost his hair. He cast so much with Winter.
Wait, that's not my fault. That's not my fault.
Just like the mid block was not your fault for Makoto going the wrong way.
That's definitely not my fault.
Definitely feels like a nice place to begin.
Right, so bot lane you see Grimstroke killing Stroke of Fate. It's very important to get a spell to kill the ball. This lane is all about killing the ball for the Grimstroke and the Riki. If they can take out the ball, the lane will be easy for them. But if the ball is always in the lane constantly pressuring the Riki, then... Career? What? Huh?
Came in range of Zephyr. What? Yeah, it walked in.
He was right in front of him.
Yeah, well, the courier was here and he got 2 long-range attacks, and that one's enough from a Pugner at level 1. And he can't get the ball kills because every time he tries to throw out the Stroke of Fate, the Hawk sees the positioning. So Cuckoo has been really good. We're just keeping the ball back.
He has to hide and cast his Stroke of Fate. And meanwhile, on the top lane, Hyde managed to pull 1 wave of creep here. This is how you want to play against the Lich, because you don't want to fight the Lich head-on in the lane. You need to disrupt the creep equilibrium and force him to follow you and chase you. And now this leaves the Mars 1v1 against the Lycan. This is great for the Mars. Very, very good. And how about our mid lane? So I guess the Void Spirit should have a hard time. Oh, he didn't skill dissimulate to dodge the dagger. I thought he was actually going to do that.
He didn't. That's Remnant and Pulse, and he went the second point in Remnant Pulse as well.
I've seen this matchup where the Void Spirit actually just gets... you don't get the Remnant. You get 1 point in dissimulate to dodge the dagger.
Because it doesn't make sense with the Pulse, because it absorbs the physical damage. And you got like...
So
like
if you can dodge the dagger, you dodge the dagger and you absorb the physical damage, you don't take harass in the lane. That's what my plan was, but right now if you look at his CS, he's on par with the Queen of Pain, so he's not having too much of a problem. And you need to look at this timing. I think he has, at some point he has to come to bot lane to kill. Like, there has to be a rotation. The top lane, I don't really see them being able to kill the Lycan right now. He has to move either to mid or to the bot. Middle lane is kind of hard though. How is
you can't. The Observer saw him.
Yeah, but how is he even going to kill it? Like, they are kind of relying on the Hawk to make a mistake with the blink, you know?
You just toss the Void forward. that's not going to work.
What? You toss the Void forward and get reported? No, no thank you.
Come on, there's no reporting in competitive Dota. Oh, there's only
the reports from the I'm talking about is not in the in-game report. It's worse, you know. It's after the game you get yelled at during the team meeting. That is nothing compared to the report button in Dota.
One gets you banned for a bit.
No.
Well, right now, GEEK fam, like top 3 net worths do belong to them, and Lycan's having a great time on top lane. 1700 already his net worth, building in for the Dominator nice and quick. Yeah, the Necro Book right behind it. And Mars is not feeling the same kind of love on this top lane.
But, I mean, this is mostly because of the Lich, you know, like, he has a Tiny against the Lich. The Lich is way stronger than him. Well, I mean, than the Tiny. The Tiny is supposed to move around and create plays. I don't think he should go top anymore. He should leave the Mars alone. So he's gonna secure the rune. Okay, I say secure the rune, but the rune spot. Never mind.
Yeah, both bottles will remain empty until the 5-minute mark.
Oh, this is bad for the Void Spirit. Very, very bad. This is very good for the Queen of Pain. Trading empty bottles. Oh, he TP's bot, so finally he's bot right now. So can they get the gold?
With the haste rune, yeah, they can get that initial stun. Down Beastmaster, I think he realized there's nothing they can do.
Oh, nice.
Oh wait, no.
Nice.
Nice. Any kind of damage?
Tip him, Toby. Give him a tip. Well played.
I can't. Like, it doesn't give me that option on my screen. That would be the ultimate insert of commentary into a card.
Wouldn't that be great?
That would actually be so. It'd actually be really bad. Like, we had all those. You probably remember those early days of casting where the cast would actually talk to the players, and they didn't actually think like, well, maybe I shouldn't tell them things because this reveals information. FBC, a little harassment, but he'll be fine. Just
Alright,
bounty
so the
movements.
So bounty range to a piece, and right now the Tiny is still roaming around bot, so I think he's precisely where he should be. This is the only lane that he can kill right now. But it's quite difficult at the moment because the wave is near the tower.
Look mid. Look at Makoto. This is the walk of shame at the moment.
How is that shame? He's 27, last is to Queen of Peace 27.
Yeah, but it's still difference of like 200 net worth, and she's getting more out of the lane.
But you're supposed to lose the lane a little bit as voice create. I think it's reasonable. Like, he's going to look to rotate when he gets his level 6 at some point. And Queen of Pain is going to counter rotate the voice spirit rotation.
Oh, they should jump forward.
He dodged it. He dodged.
Stimulates up, and then with this. The illusion rune went to the Queen of Pain. He's used both his steps to come forward.
Tiny.
Still has the Sonic Wave available, and Tiny is coming in from behind. Only got cooldown in 5 seconds. That's a little long, but he's got the damage. Voice Brute, no! The absorption and the magic wand charges. Zephyr, Puppet's coming up, and gonna blast it. She killed Makoto. First one for a shot. Now High wants something to do with this too. He's on the retreat out.
Under attack.
The same time, Beastmaster dies underneath the tier 1 tower on bottom, so at least the teams get a 1-for-1 trade-off, but just living long enough with the Queen of Pain.
What a play. He knows that the level 1 Astral step, you don't really have enough distance to get to the moon, so able to punish that. And top lane we see, wow, the Lycan actually killed the Mars without form?
Yep.
Wow. Alright. Things are not looking too good for this Mars right now. He's gonna...
He got
towers.
He got perched up, I think, as well as Gaze. It was just very difficult to ever retreat back to his own tier 1 tower. Actually got so much slow control by having that extra perch creep and combining with what Lich already offers.
I mean, I feel the game is going really, really bad for Raiden right now because the tiny rotations hasn't been working out so far. And like I said, the Dire lineup, when they get their levels, they can go up and push your tower. And Raiden is going to have a hard time dealing with it if they don't have an advantage from the laning phase. And they do not have any advantage at all from the laning phase right now. Ricky's doing okay.
Yeah, Ricky's okay.
Need the Void Spirit and the Master to do that so that they can fight for you and defend the towers. Ricky's not going to be able to defend well. He can't do it alone, Toby. He needs backup.
He needs friends?
Yeah, he needs friends. Everybody needs friends.
Hey, they're not that far behind. Like you see a network kind of grind.
They are not far behind, but it's bad. Like, because of the lineup. Because of the lineup, it is bad. What's happening right now? Because they are supposed to win the lanes with their heroes, right? They need to with the tiny rotation, but all the rotations didn't work out. That's why they're not really winning the lanes. And when it comes to a point where he's even preempting, yeah, what happened the last time?
Like the Queen of Pain's gonna blink forward on this one. I don't have anything to do with it.
The mental warfare is won by the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, Ricky, you run the sentry. Oh, I know, he knows it, and that's why he's killing it. I've actually gotten rid of all of GEEK Fam's defensive position on the bottom lane, allowing Ricky to be a lot more free with his movements.
Level 6 on Beastmaster now, so if they bring someone bot, let's say Lich has a TP. So Lich can TP bot. No, Lycan's TP. Oh, this is even better. Yeah, like this is correct. This is the better move because the Lycan cannot kill.
Tower, right?
Yeah, Lycan cannot push the top tower now, but he can push the bot tower with the Beast.
Sentry's down. Oh, Ricky comes close.
He knows. So right now Ricky needs to go to the top lane or the mid lane, and Grimstroke should be the one.
Goodbye, Queen of Pain.
Nice. They got the Invisor into the ramp. Very, very nice.
And that's now a tier 1 tower to be taken in the mid.
Oh,
no defense. They actually, they were well envisioned with that tier 1 tower at mid, but they'll move as quick as they can to the bottom lane. Ricky wants to try and defend this, but you'll need a little bit more. Master up around from the side. TP
Tiny has TP.
Tiny.
Yeah, Tiny
he
has
can
TP.
come and join, and now GEEK Fam. Beastmaster up against the wall, combining with the avalanche combination, and everything was looking okay for GEEK Fam. Lycan can get some funnels here.
The queen has arrived.
The fight. The Sonic Wave connects. Goodbye to 2. Goodbye to 3. Ricky hides under the cover of Invis, but wow.
Yep, that was
Grouped up hard.
That was the counter initiation I was talking about. And now the outpost, because of this move, are they going to be ready?
No, the two of them together, they can't get it in time. And they're losing the Queen of Pain because under the smoke screen, she couldn't walk away. No room for people like her trying to body block up.
Lycan?
I don't know if that trick's going to be enough. The creeps. Oh. Soaked up enough.
Bounty.
At least he might be able to get a kill on the Saturday. Yeah, I think he was looking to deny the bounty rune, but unable to do so.
That was very, very important for the Radiant team. They got the mid tower. That was actually an Oscar-worthy move there by Radiant. They showed the Void Spirit mid, if you noticed just now, before they spoke. So the Dire team thought that they were still lurking around middle. He was playing very aggressively, and they were able to trick the Dire team into thinking that they are not going to defend the bot tower. So props to them. Good move. And right now the game continues. Kazut is trying to place Vision in the top jungle, but there's a Lich here. Lycan has his Necrobook 1 and Helm of Dawn. He is very, very strong as long as he fights with his shapeshift. 40 seconds. And the smoke, the same move by GEEK fam. They want to defend that tower.
They can have the same kind of punch that Boom did. Masters have his arena back up and running again. So now they just quickly roll, but it's a good avalanche. Finding some extra space. Into a sinister game, and I can only just go for a quick toss, but allows FBZ to back up. But this is a lot of space for the Ricky. Remember, Ricky got that kill on the last fight too, so he's 2-0-2. He's surviving. He's going diffuser.
Not Battlefree. But I still think it's good to go Battlefree maybe later, like because it's a Lycan. Depending on how the game goes, if he's needed, if he needs the Battlefree to defend, then I think he should get a Battlefree. Because if you look at their overall composition, right, it's not greedy. The other 4 heroes can like fight without too many items, like the Void Spirit, the Mars, the Tiny, the Grimstroke. So the Ricky can be greedy, or even maybe I think the other way to be greedy is the Void Spirit be greedy. Maybe you can get a Radiance at some point. I think it's also a very good item against all this like pushing lineup. If you are allowed that kind of farm.
If you can survive with your first items, like you also have to set up is easy enough for him. Diffuser Blade is Ricky's own setup for smoke screen control. Yeah, maybe just with that it's enough. And then, yeah, if the game goes well, get your Battle Fury, get your Radiance.
Still too early to tell right now, because what is going to be important is this tower, the next fight here. Dire is going to want to get this tower, so it opens up Roshan for them. And if Dire gets this tower and gets Roshan, then I think you probably will not have time to get the Radiance or the Battle Fury. You need to buy items to fight to defend the towers. But if somehow they can stall with Grimstroke and other heroes and defend this tower and hold the Roshan off as much as possible, then I can see the Ricky going greedy or the Void Spirit going greedy. And if they get to that point, they're going to be in a good position to win the game. It's all about surviving the strong timing of the Lycan and the Beastmaster.
Their timing is still so damn good. Actually, with the Beastmaster, do you aura it? Or
sorry, you mean buy Necrobook?
Yeah, like you're getting a Necrobook over on a Lycan, but like do you get Necro on Beastmaster as well? Like it's been a while since I've seen like multiple Necrobook style pushes.
This game is fine, I think. You can get Vlads or Necrobook. Let's see, do they need a pipe? I think pipe is also nice, because if you look at what is the damage type of the Radiant lineup early game, it's magic. Tiny is magic, Mars is like half magic, okay fine. Void Spirit is also like mostly magic, and Grimstroke is also mostly magic. So if you put into that perspective, if you are Beastmaster, if you're Dire, if you can get a pipe, you get your Necrobook on the Lycan, you group up and push, how can the Radiant team kill you? No, they are not going to be able to kill you. If they can survive the initial burst from the Tiny, they're going to kill all the buildings. So I think pipe would be maybe Blast and pipe. Those are the 2 next items I would think of on a beast. I don't think you should get another Necrobook.
Well, he agrees with you. The Vlans is in the quick buy now. I don't think it was before when I clicked on him. But maybe they're taking that time with the Pugna being DC just to have a small discussion amongst themselves.
And you mass braces on your partner and your Lich. No joke. Serious. You just buy braces so the Tiny cannot kill you. You're laughing, but that's gonna happen.
No, it's legit, right? It's actually legit.
Look at, and then they both get their level. Look at their talents. They both get level 10. They both have HP talents, and they both have their HP talents with the bracer, and they're gonna survive the combo.
Yeah, that'll work. And anything to buy some time.
I mean, there is a reason why bracer has been getting nerfed and nerfed and nerfed and nerfed and nerfed. It's just really cost efficient.
And they nerfed every one of them now, like the null, the bracer.
Well,
Like
let's be honest, bracer is the most OP. Because it gives you HP and magic resistance. That's what allows you to fight better in the early stages of the game. I actually kind of like it that they revert back the change on the stats where you get bonus. I kind of felt like because of that, like strength heroes fight a lot better early because you have the extra magic resistance.
Yeah, does 1% like nerf really make as much of a difference?
It does, because you, on certain heroes, you get, let's say you are Kunkka, right? You have a high strength, and then you are buying, your build is always, you're gonna have like 2 braces in the early game, so it makes a lot of difference. It means that you can maybe withstand 1 more nuke and you wouldn't die. And you think about the boat on top of you, and you have the bracer, and you have that extra magic resist from your strength. It goes a long way.
Okay. I'll go a long way as if the
you're not a fan. You're not a fan of the small percent stuff.
I think it's just difficult to really understand like what 1% really changes. Like you know, it's, from a very basic perspective, when you can see it's like, oh well, the range of a hook was reduced by like X amount of units, and then the hook misses by X amount of units in a competitive game in a critical moment. Then you understand it. But with all the different changes to way like regeneration functions, and like the resistance is going to work as well, like how much percentage you got, like I think it's a lot more difficult to quantify that into something which is understandable, like just visually.
Well, it does change like the mindset of players though, in my opinion. Like you feel stronger. Like when you are talking at the highest level, like even the slightest changes would make the player feel different about what heroes can be played and what heroes cannot be played, you know? Like being able to survive that 1 extra spell in the early to mid game, it means a lot. I mean, I know it's kind of hard because it's intangible, right? It's very hard to put put it into perspective for someone who doesn't really understand.
It's like what I asked you before, like can you explain everything? Like you basically schooled on the draft at the very beginning. Like, oh, okay, this is fantastic. This is in our last series. If you missed that, go back and watch it. You probably learn a lot about drafting. But then it's like you need to give a context. Everything needs to have a little bit of context. So yeah, your Kunkka example is kind of exactly like if you can survive 1 extra. That's when 1% makes a difference. And now you've lost that 1%. So maybe you don't survive the blast next time.
Yeah, like if you say, I think an easy example would be Kunkka trying to buy Radiance, and when you're dying, when you're getting to the Sacred Relic, it hurts you a lot, right? So if you don't die because of that 1%, it changes your game a lot, and you get to cast off your spell and kill the other hero, and then you get to your relic.
I feel so sorry for most people who like you take a little bit of a break from Dota, like just a couple of months, and then you come back, and then all these little 1% changes have just like flitted through in patches. And you're like, hang on, why can I not get away with this anymore?
Yeah,
and you may not understand it because you gotta go dig through the changes to understand what the hell's going on. Yeah, just rough sometimes. Didn't they I remember Valve was like, we're gonna change this so we only do patches in bulk. So we would release patches every 3 months. And I was like, well, this isn't gonna work. We're gonna release patches every week in small changes, and then their small changes ended up being like 4 pages long for every small change. It's like, okay, well, maybe this isn't working. And now I think we're somewhere in the middle. Still difficult to keep up with.
I kind of like where it is right now. I like this more than the constant. You remember when they were changing what, every 2 weeks? Was it 2 weeks? 3 weeks? Like they call it mini changes every once in a while, like twice a month or something. But I didn't really like that so much because I feel like it's very hard to prepare for tournaments for players.
Yeah. I like the idea that you knew when the patch was coming. and you knew the size of the patch. If you notice, like when that happened, there was this big influx of shows that would actually happen. Like there was always a patch note. Like Purge's content went through the roof back then. Because like, all right, we'll get our special broadcast every Tuesday, every second week. Let's have a watch of this. 4 hours later, Pug is back in the game and then disconnected.
That's no good.
I think he's playing from Indonesia. They are not together, and everyone's in lockdown right now, and so maybe his internet has some problems. I think for Boom, I think they are together. I'm not very sure. Because if you look at the recent tournaments, right, portion of the teams that are doing well, there are teams that are still together, you know, because everyone's in lockdown. So if you already went home and the team is not together, you have to play separately, and that is like a huge deal, you know, for a team not being able to sit down together and play.
Yeah. Oh, Pugner's back in. Second time around, we're gonna go and try. Hopefully the restarting of the router has shored him up. Guys, very close on lanes.
So what happened the last time? So Beastmaster and Lich smoke, right? They went top, they killed the Tiny.
Yep.
So and now Lycan's gonna move bot. He has shapeshift. I think they should still be looking to plan to kill tier 1. This is their next objective for Dire. And get
Whoa, she jumped out. Oh, she was so close to death. 100 HP was all needed to drop her an Ocean Heart.
Ocean Heart.
Regenerate up.
Ocean Heart, man. I mean, you talk about all the 1% thing. This is also another thing in Dota right now. Like a lot of these like early game heroes, you get that one small extra item, you actually survive and you can snowball harder.
Okay, so keeping it in lane. The envelope stuck in the arena. High and the toss is vulnerable, but again, 160 HP. Bottle charges up to drain the life out of Tiny. He should actually just die to the dagger kick. And I'll commit it with the scream and then over towards FBZ. Making a run for the trees, which is cleared up by Cuckoo. Push him back. Trees in there. Scissor hits the stun. And FBZ, you can try and bulwark all you want, and that will not survive.
I mean, you saw how he used the illusion rune there. It gave him like a bit of like time to dodge, like invulnerable time, because it's like a manta. So he was able to use it nicely. So Tiny couldn't do more damage to him. Like all these small little changes, you know, it actually means a lot. You look at the patch log, you think, this doesn't really change a lot, but it actually does when you don't die because of that.
I really understand why, like, for people who haven't spent time with Winter outside of a cast, a game ends and you'll still talk for another, well, actually until the next game begins, about Dota and the different things that were happening in that game.
What? I didn't do that. I didn't do that the last time.
Dude, Starladder, you're exactly that. You go back upstairs into the green room and you be like, let's just talk about this and this and this and this and this. Back to Dota.
I didn't force you into that conversation. You came into the conversation willingly.
It is true. It is true. I'm always ready to learn. Still so much to learn about Dota, but like these 1%, like, oh god, you just, if you try and calculate all of them together, it's just real rough.
It's what builds your game sense. Like when you go into a game, having like the wrong game sense and you think that you are actually, you think you're strong at that point, right? But because of that some change, that slight change, you're actually not as strong as you are, and it could ruin your game just because of the small thing, you know? That's why it's important to constantly watch the games if you can, and play as much as you can, you know, to get the right game sense.
Yeah, to actually understand it. I suppose like there's so much pressure. Like I remember like Blitz always talks about like these 1v1 mid matchups, who's able to come out on top, but you change 1% and one matchup that you haven't seen for a couple of months, like you have to get used to it again, right?
Yep. It's like I think Dota is it's not just about like playing, you know. A lot of times when you see people reacting to certain things, it's not exactly a reaction, it's more like a muscle memory, you know, because you play, you practice a lot, and then you are just able to react. It's kind of like a reaction, but it's just muscle memory. So if especially on a mid row, I think that row is probably the hardest in Dota. So if you don't play, you don't understand the matchup, then it's gonna ruin your lane. I mean, your lane gets ruined as a mid laner, you're gonna suffer a lot. I like that you bring up the matchup thing, because I think that if you want to be high MMR as a mid laner, you have to, or as a core player, you need to understand your matchups very well.
Does that actually make it really difficult? I know OG were talking about this in I think it's actually in like an OpenAI video where it's like you need to be able to play like multiple lanes, multiple roles, and you need to be able to be just straight up flexible with that. But how as a player can you even do that? Like we see transition of players to like off lane after being ones. Like how well can you then understand this? Or is you just kind of learn it and start with some raw mechanics?
Important move right now. This smoke could lead to a big deal.
Smoke up and then we can come back to our wonderful conversation.
The tier 1 tower is the prize.
Lycan's bringing the menagerie. The smoke will break. Still looking for Lycan's got behind him. So does Makoto with haste rune.
Radiant structures are
2 for 2, not too bad for Radiant.
Considering how that arena started, I thought GEEK were going to get smacked down, but then Lich.
Yep, but 2 for 2 is great for Radiant because they are the lineup that has a weaker team fight, you know. And Dire is supposed to clean up that team fight with the... But Beastmaster couldn't get his draw off. He died right away because of the arena. So that, I would say that that's a big win for Boom overall. 15 minutes runes. So let's see who is going to get the upper hand here.
It's a 2-2.
As usual. You know the drill, Toby.
It doesn't matter, does it, Winter? It doesn't matter.
There's no L, it's not important.
Exactly. It's like, do you see a big swing? Like, I like the outpost. I think the outpost swings are interesting to watch.
The first 2 outposts is very, very important. Like, it's very important for like a lineup like Dire lineup. It's a very snowbally lineup. But you need the experience to speed up the pace of your lineup so you can kill buildings quicker. So Radiant is going to smoke and trying to backstab here. Is Dire going to be ready?
Radiant's bottom tower.
Raven's already popping his level 3 Necro book. That's freshly done by the 15-minute mark.
Oh, Mars has no TP for this fight. This could be bad.
Yeah, that's not good. Do as much damage to that top tier 2 tower as he possibly can. If they feel this, the war is out. Chainfrost's going to bounce through as well. Man, he dies very, very quickly. Chainfrost, they keep it away from the rest of the room.
No way. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe they didn't.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now all you get, like the tier 2 tower was taken on bottom lane by Lycan. So even if Mars does get this tier 2 tower up on top, GEEK fam still come out well ahead in the trade.
Yeah, it's not important, this tower here, the tier 2 top. Like what is important right now is Dire has opened up the Roshan, and I think Radiant has to defend the next Rosh fight. It's going to happen very, very soon. Looking at the items, Beastmaster has his Blades completed if he wants to buy it. I think he might be thinking of getting the pipe instead right now since he hasn't purchased anything. Lycan has level 3 Necrowood, that is huge. Queen of Pain has Orchid very soon.
Yeah, it's...
The next minute or so is going to be very, very important for Boom. The next 2 minutes.
See if they can weather what's coming at them.
They have to place like vision around the rush.
They can control the bottom lane. And it's always pushing in, trying to force them back. Lich, they have a crack over a Grimstroke, keep your distance as well, and then call over the center skates. A Beastmaster can move over. Like an army that's just been moving up through the mid lane. So no more 26 seconds, but...
Nice, he was waiting for him.
Diffusal blade kill.
Yep, and he's going for Battlefield next. I think this is a very, very important item for if the Ricky can get to that stage, I think Boom is going to be in good position to stall the game and eventually win the game. But it's going to depend whether the Roshan gets defended by Radiant or Dire gets a free Roshan here. Looking at the vision, both teams don't really have Roshan wards set up yet, so
Dire's
still
top
looking
tower
for that to
is
happen.
under attack.
Lycan has his shapeshift ready, so he wants to fight. He definitely wants to fight.
Seems like GEEK is just controlling the bottom lane though. Like Queen of Pain's trying to finish up her Orchid.
I think they need to move here.
She's
They need-
only 60 gold away from that. But there's a double damage rune sitting in the bottom river. If they see this, then maybe that's your go time. Beastmaster Hawk
he went
already
for
moving
the-
over to watch Roshan.
What did he buy on the Beastmaster? Did he buy a pipe? Oh yeah, he bought a pipe.
What pipe?
Yeah. Alright, that's good. That's very, very good. They should look to fight right now. They are so strong. They shouldn't miss their timing.
Orchid, pipe,
Level
and
3.
that Courier's got a lot of crap on it as well. That's
Dire's
Lich who's
middle
able to actually
tower
start
is
buying
under
things.
attack.
Bracer, apart from Bracer, he's getting a Glimmer Cape. That's when you know you're rich, man.
Oh,
You
Queen of
have
Pain missed out in the
options.
smoke. TP's
don't
only
think
now
he
coming in
needs-
from Pugna, but they're coming over
I think
towards
he really
Roshan.
needs to be in a smoke. Why not just sneak in?
Mars will show himself. They get
Oh,
up.
they get the high ground.
They
They
get
get
up
the
on
high
the
ground, Toby.
And Mars is walking over to him. Well, goodbye, FPZ. It was really, really nice. Oh, wait, is it? Well, again, they're trying to put themselves up.
Oh, they saved the
Running
roll.
around the bulwark, and now the TP out from Gaze. They get
Gaze.
Vicinity to Gaze. Yes, they can. Double kill. Two heroes now. Buybacks available. Queen of Pain's having her own crack up on top. Putting the orc to work up against the Void
Dire's
Spirit.
top tower is under
Ricky's
attack.
gonna come.
Get that kill, but you can delay him so Lycan and the rest of the team can pick out Roshan.
Oh, the Queen of Pain might die here. Might actually get picked up by the Ricky.
Dire's top
Oh,
tower
they
is
missed.
under attack.
Oh, that was so unlucky. I think he just wanted to blink. He wasn't really reacting. He was trying to chase him so he could pick up the edges. That was just luck. Like seriously, I don't think he was reacting to that blink strike. He just wanted to get to the shot. That was so unlucky. That would have been a big kill.
Now you got a Queen of Pain with an Aegis the Immortal.
Oh, this is tough. Very tough times. They need to try to... Okay, so how they're going to prolong the game right now? They have to try cut waves with the tiny.
Hey, Winter, what's going to happen with the 20-minute runes, Winter?
Dire's courier has been killed.
4-0?
It could be 4-0. He did just lose the courier, however. This Ricky is being a real pain in the butt.
Dire
It's going to be
are
like,
scanning.
this full duration observer ward on the top lane. It's done so much for Boom at least to sit up here and still get something more out of the map.
Radiant are scanning.
What can I say, Toby? Vision is going to win you the game.
Well,
Oh,
they're
it
gonna get
can be-
the bounties. Smoke maneuver from Boom.
High ground?
They'll
Who
see
has the
bounce
high
if
ground,
they come
Toby?
up.
Who has the high ground this time?
This belongs to Boom. Definitely. Back over to FBZ. Doing a lot of damage, but Dreamer still doesn't care. Splits himself forward, using the diffuser blade to try and get on top of Lich, but underneath the tower, he can still get into Who's getting so nearly to Coverfy. The Deadma actually keeping him alive underneath the tower. He didn't use Beastmaster for this, but both Void Spirit, as well as the Ricky, get picked off in return.
Sorry, Toby, but it's a disaster for Boom, the team that has the high ground. I think it's okay if I apologize first, so that you don't
It's fine.
sue me with
Winter.
the copyright.
I give you free license. Free license.
Apologize first and you'll be alright.
It's a tribute to PPD in Universe.
Okay, thank you, Toby.
The two players who were part of that.
Oh yeah, that is actually true. I didn't think of that.
Yep. Yep. That moment can never happen again because the players won't play again.
Ah, how sad. How sad. But Toby will remember them forever.
Maybe finally our TI panels can start having some TI winners actually appearing on them.
Come on, PPD was on the panel, CI7.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
That already happened.
PPD was the panel for TI7. I'm sorry, Sean was there. Good stroke. Easy quick pick off. I'll get rid of the sentry ward as well.
Alright,
Hey, it's so easy when you got an orchid like this. Just get
Boom's
pick
game
off.
has gone from killing heroes to killing creep waves right now. They need to just keep killing waves with this Void Spirit, Tiny, Ricky. Like, all that matters right now is keeping the waves out of their buildings, out of their base. If they cannot do that, they're going to lose the game in the next couple of minutes. Like maybe within
Radiant's
the
top
next 5
tower
minutes.
is under
I'm
attack.
interested to see where
Radiant structures are fortified.
he's just kind of gone like road to the bottom. I think he's searching for Ricky, who will go permanent
Radiant's
invis.
top tower has fallen.
He attacks creeps. Now, does he have enough? Does he have enough
Yes.
with everything he
Yes.
explodes to kill him off? So Orchid, Scream, has
Radiant's
to commit
top
Sonic
tower
Wave
is
as
under
well.
attack. Radiant structures
Decides not
are
to.
fortified.
Doesn't he enough damage with the... I thought he might have enough damage with the pop and the Shadow Strike remaining damage.
Maybe.
I think it would be close though, like... I thought it would be
YOLO. Avalanche task by Pugna. Blink Dagger over on Tiny working nicely with the Void Spirit.
enough. I mean, you say YOLO, Toby, but what has he got to lose? They have
Well,
Aegis on quad.
maybe the intimidation factor for the next team fight, that is still a 2-minute cooldown.
Yeah, but the Radiant team doesn't want to go into a clash right now, so they are avoiding clashes. If you don't fight, it means that your spouse is on cooldown and you're not doing anything with it anyway.
Are we doing the whole Dendy thing here? Like you miss every hook you don't throw?
I mean, it's true. What you mean is
Radiant
what
are
he's saying is true.
scanning.
If you don't try, it's miss. You miss the opportunity.
You know, we're the casters of facts right here.
Like, you think I like to make up stories so that it's believable?
Yeah.
Radiant's
Is that how
middle
you see
tower
me?
is under attack.
Storyteller. I mean, I tell you some stories about my fish, but apart from that, I don't tell you Dota stories.
Sorry, I don't have to listen to your stories anymore. I still watch your 5-second clip over on TikTok, you young man, you.
Please don't share that either. Thank you.
Everybody, go find Winter's TikTok. He did make it public, so you like don't share that video. You put it on a public platform. That's like saying like, oh, I've got an NDA on my very public website. Hello, and it was bit Ricky. Very visible. That's your level 3. Ready to go on fight. Boys, bird jumping forward and back out again. It connects so heavily. Boys, bird took the edge, but it was Ricky who took the front of it.
Call it a warning.
Micah wants to keep fighting.
Radiant's
BKB
middle
running
tower
forward.
is under attack.
Doesn't exactly find the target.
He has no buyback. That's his battlefield.
Radiant's
This
middle
is
tower
bad.
has
Very
fallen.
bad news. I think this is
Radiant's
time.
turret has been killed.
Oh no? Okay, no.
You've got wave clear.
Yep, they have wave clear, so they need to wait for their next cooldown on the Sonic Wave and Shapeshift. Discipline. Yes, Toby, 4 boundary wins.
Hey, next time you should be right about Ghost Scepter because Pugna has both Ghost Scepter and Decrepit Fight. There's 2 heroes you get to save.
My brain was like, when I saw that, I immediately thought of Ghost.
Sorry, you're not the only one, man. Like, I'm still massively sleep deprived. And you don't get sleep when you get a newborn, but sometimes you can miss them.
That is actually a very big item for the partner now. Because they can't kill him with a Riki.
You'll have that. You'll get double Decrepifies, or you Decrepify Ghost Scepter. You've got Glimmercape, which could be bought at 50 gold for the Lich. You got that save as well.
I mean, they have to try to clear the waves right now. Cut crit waves.
Radiant's top
Heroes that
tower is
have
under
buyback need
attack.
to take more chances to clear the crit waves for Boom. They have to try to delay.
Radiant's top
I think the
tower
Riki
has
needs...
fallen.
If the Riki can get one more item, I think they have a chance.
What is this?
Radiant's
from the
top
Diamond
tower
Raven?
is under attack.
Together, back behind the tower.
Dire's
You may
middle
have to
tower
defend
is
top
under
lane.
attack.
Raven is pushing this.
Dire's
Trying to clean up as much of the wave as possible. Keep the catapult up. Fortify it. Wait a minute. 15 seconds, so maybe she has to wait a little longer.
Okay, Tiny has no TP.
What, again?
Oh my god. He actually had no TP.
Ricky has a TP, so that's fine. But let's not full Cloud9 this. Forget the old memes they uploaded.
Wait, what happened back then? The 5 heroes had no TP? Was that what
Yeah, the
happened?
5 heroes are no TV
Dire's
when
bottom
EE
tower
was
is under
playing with them.
attack.
You couldn't have a throw of that magnitude without EE. Happy talk.
Why
The
do
Queen of
you-
Pain has to clean up the bottom.
Why do you like
and
to
now,
make fun of? Why do you like to make fun of him? He's actually a really good player.
hey,
He's a smart guy.
he has given so many moments to Dota, both good and bad. You can never deny this. Orchid over on Mars. So good. Have they got enough to finish him off when the Orchid wears off? He'll get the arena up in time, but the Sphere doesn't do anything. And then Queen of Pain doesn't get, just blinks out of the arena. Maybe she stopped pushing the Lycan unit into the corner of the arena, but that's that's okay. Advance forward at no peril. Geek fam with Mars down, but no arena up. And now, what, 400 gold
Roshan?
from Queen of Pain having Shivas. Roshan
It's a long spawn. Oh, this is good for Boom. This is good for Boom. Dota 2 decides to give Boom a lifeline right now.
I don't know if it's actually fantastic. Because you're going to have an Assault
Radiant
Duras and a
are
Shivas
scanning.
Guard completed by Geek Fam by the time the Roshan fight does
Well.
come. So contesting Roshan got a lot harder.
If anything, they are just happy they have another minute to farm on the Ricky, because Ricky needs one more item.
Uh-huh.
He's their only damage dealer right now. If he can't get one more item, like how are they gonna kill anyone?
Okay, his one item is a Titan Sliver. Like, I don't think he can farm anything else up in this time.
I mean, that's not fair, that's not counted. That's not like a get one item. That's not like him farming the item.
He doesn't have a farming item.
That's like Dota 2 deciding to give him a lifeline.
You know what he's got? He's got buyback. That's what he's got. He's got buyback. He's got money for buyback thanks to
Radiant's top
Ricky
tower
still doesn't
is
want to join, but he's farming up that 180. While the
Radiant's
draft is
top
being attacked up by Geek Fam into melee. Arena is back off, hold down, but Ricky now finally is here. Arena taking the melee racks, if you lost the
Nice.
forward, maybe you can bring down that has to grab a guy as well into a tree with a spear. Fall and Roshan, 35 seconds from spawning, so Beastmaster will naturally come back to life.
So I guess that means that Naya should still be able to get the Roche. Not sure if Radiant can contest. But I think they have to though. They can't really give away. If they give the Roche, it means they're just asking to lose the game. They have to try to put up their last stand at the Roshan. Put some wards.
You won't have Sonic Wave for the Roshan fight. The Shin Cross will both be back
I mean,
up.
it'd be close. 45 seconds.
Yeah, it depends how fast I can kill him.
And he has an illusion rune against
Radiant's
Enoch.
turret has been
BKB and TP.
Okay. Just a little too cocky there. Trying to run up the high ground with no vision.
Hey, you killed the courier.
Oh, I'm sure that's worth it, Toby, for your, what, 10 oh, okay, not 10 seconds, 8 second BKB. I'm sure that was worth it at this point.
Meanwhile, back at Roshan.
Oh, now Roche fight.
Up. Everyone.
I don't have BKB. I don't have BKB. I killed Korea, Toby.
Oh, but I got Sonic Wave and Shiva's Guard, and I have a team. Play it like a sniper. They want to wrap around the back now. Big fam looking for their target. The Wolves are scouting up the high ground so they can move up. They'll see the tiny quickly. Smoke as well from Move. It's high ground. They're actually being trapped inside the ramp area. And well, two attacks. Won't jumping away from Sarah. Was not claimed. Queen of Pain's already pushing the mid. 3 heroes without
Radiant's
buyback.
middle
GG,
tower
well
is under
played.
attack.
Game 1 goes the way of Geek Fam. Hey, Sonic Wave's back off with that.
I don't feel like Boom even played that badly. I felt like the draft just limited a lot of what they could do in the game. The last pick wasn't very well used.